Good afternoon, Copers. Please forgive my tardiness. I, a romantic, thought I would go get my hair cut after my intense and long gym workout this morning. And apparently a lot of people had the same idea. Well, they brought like a horde of kids. Like there was all these children getting their hair cut today. Wasn't a bunch of romantics like me. It was like parents with a bunch of kids at the barbers, and apparently they give out like a free Pokemon card on Valentine's Day. And I was like, God, kids are so stupid. Those cards are worth like 3 cents. You stupid, easy to manipulate little retards. And then I was thinking, you know, think about that and then put in context that they're giving like $500 Xbox vouchers for boys to like stop their puberty. And it really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? Why doesn't Allison just buzz my head? I mean, it's they do the beard for me. They do the whole thing. They get the fade. Guys, I have lots to work with up here, okay? I'm not bald. I'm not bald. It's a haircut. This is called the number two, okay? Anyway, it's the call-in show. I'm here to take your calls. We'll go a little bit later today to make up for my slight tardiness. You can find the link to call in. It's assuming people call in. Did I get my free card? No, I forgot to ask. You know where to find the link. It's there. I even put it on Twitter. I was wondering if I put the link on my tweet, will I get Twitter trolls? Who knows? Anything could happen today. The Orthodoxer, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take, sir?
Good afternoon, LP. I'm just wondering, got any plans with the missus today?
Not really today. I'm just going to be working all day, but we're going to Wuthering Heights on Tuesday. And she made me like some homemade Reese cups that she makes me every year that are like absolutely killer. They're probably like 600 calories each. They're so dense, but can't help myself. I ask for them every year. But yeah, we're going to the movie on Tuesday, the Robbie Margot movie and whoever the other guy. And
Maybe Margot.
Yeah, Robbie Margot.
Margot Robbie.
Whatever her name is, the blonde.
You know the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was kind of like when I was in the gym, I was kind of thinking of like stopping to get her flowers, which is like corny, I know, but I was like thinking about doing that, but then I just didn't have time. I was in a rush. What about you?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't got a girlfriend. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
My bad. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. You don't get no pussy.
Oh, no. The strange making men do strange things to get it. So it's like, I don't know. It's probably better that I don't have a girlfriend, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you'll meet the right one. You'll find the right one someday, dude. Don't worry
I
about
keep
it.
hearing that, but I'm starting to believe it less and less every day. But I'm not here to doom post. I got to do something to help protect the white race, brother. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, so I remember you talked about the Camp of the Saints a while ago, and even you just brought it up on a recent stream, didn't you?
Maybe. I think we were talking about the audiobooks maybe or something, but yeah, I mention it a lot because it's kind of pertinent.
Very much so. That just reminded me, like, it reminded me of like Antelope Hill, and I finally just got like a very, very late Christmas gift from my sister. Because she mailed it to our parents and I didn't visit them for.
Please tell me you used promo code LP.
Brother, I didn't order it. You did for me.
Dude, what? Wait,
she bought it from fucking Amazon.
Oh, you got it from Amazon.
She got it from Amazon for me. She's a total shit lib, like lesbian. So I'm surprised my sister got me. Wait. Your
libtard lesbian sister bought you Camp of the Saints. I'm confused.
No.
Okay.
The Sword of Christ, but it's basically. Giles Corey literally uses Philosemite within the first few pages, so it's like I'm surprised she bought that for me. And then she bought The People That Shall Dwell Alone by Kevin McDonald when I asked for a culture of critique.
Okay.
She got me
All right.
that.
She got you the wrong Kevin McDonald book. Wait, so hold on. You bought yourself Camp of the Saints on Antelope
No.
Hill and you used promo code LP like any discerning gentleman would do, correct?
No, sir. My sister bought for me. I requested because we do Secret Santa things in my family. We have a budget of $100 and we buy each other. So we don't have to worry about buying for the entire family. We get randomly assigned through Elfster to go and like it'll randomly draw a name for us, and then we decide who gets who from that. So my sister got me, and it's like my sister is like she's not a communist. I don't even think she's a socialist, but she's just a big city lib shit lesbian. And I sincerely believe that she wouldn't even be a lesbian if one of her best friends wasn't literally a Jew who wore his hexagram out and over his shirt. I did not know that was one of her best friends. I was
Every
like, oh, it's her. I've always heard of this guy.
There it is, that we found the source of the corruption.
Exactly. And I have this Chad Spaniard black, like literal, not like when Mexicans say, oh yeah, I'm Spanish. It's like, no, he is from Spain. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's like, hey man, your sister's like kind of cute. I'm like, go ahead. If you try and save her, do it, brother. You can't. She's cooked. She's 27. She's cooked, bro. There's no saving that shit. Anyway. But yeah, I was going to ask you, like, hey, so, like, what are you reading? Or, well, I know you're more of an audiobook guy. Like, what are you listening to these days?
I'm trying to finish. I'm reading Andrew Torba's book. But I just, like, I haven't read in, like, a couple weeks at least. I'm so bad at it. And then I was listening to the audiobook yesterday or the day before, that Flood. The one I was listening to White Power by George Lincoln Rockwell. But to be honest, like I listened to like the first chapter and I was just kind of like, oh, he's just doing the same thing that I do when I do black. Like he was just like listing all these bad things that black people have done. And I was like, man, it's kind of depressing that this is like 60 years ago, somebody was doing the same thing and like nothing has changed. But you know, anyway, I did got some more callers, man. So I don't want to go too long here.
Yeah. Of course. I'm not going to hold you hostage. I never try to, but I was curious what you were doing in that front because it also has been you're far busier than I ever can be. Like your dad, your husband, and you do the show full time and the other shows and whatnot. So there was another thought, but it slipped my mind. Oh, well, yeah, I don't think it's going to come back. I'll just super chat it.
Yeah,
right.
I want to read. I want to read every night for 30 minutes, but it's like I'm just on my phone like a retard most of the time. So that's like something I'm still berating myself about. All right, but good to hear from you, man.
Yes, sir. Take care, LP.
Cheers. Oh, well, hold on. I'll come back to you. Helpful guy, you are live on the Daily Cope. What's your take?
Hey, LP. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing super good. Hey, I just got two things. One, I wanted to ask if you've watched Seven Kingdoms yet, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
We watched the first episode and we like it a lot. We're going to start the second episode tonight.
Sweet. Yeah, I've just been seeing rave about it on Twitter, and I decided me and my wife should watch it. We watched all that's out.
Yeah,
just in one sitting yesterday, and she freaking loved it. I love it too. It's been real good so far.
We're also still watching Righteous Gemstones, and we usually do a thing where we'll alternate back and forth between two TV shows. And Allison always, like, once she likes a show, she doesn't. She's like, can we just watch? And she was doing that last night. She's like, we got to watch it. And I'm like telling her, I'm like, they're not even all out yet. We're gonna run out in like 2 days if we do that, and then we're gonna be waiting like weeks for the episodes to come out. So I had to put my foot down. I also said, like, if we do it last night, then we won't get to watch it on Valentine's Day. So, but yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. I hope they don't like change the character, the main character in any way. You know, you kind of expect that. But
I
based
saw.
on what
I don't know if
everybody's
this
been
is
saying,
true,
I've,
but I
I've
saw like a tweet or a story from the showrunner. Like maybe it was an article or something that I got on my Google notifications. But he wants to do like 9 seasons or something.
whoa, that's insane.
I don't know if that. Don't quote me on that, but I saw something like that, and I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to.
Yeah, probably a cushy job. Cool, man. Anything else?
The other thing I wanted to kind of float out into the world is this idea that I've been just mulling over for the past little while. Probably not true. I don't need you to accept it or endorse it or anything. It actually came from Owen Benjamin. He said something about Nick Fuentes that I've just been thinking about for a while. He says Nick has trans man voice. And that's the idea, is that Nick is trans. He doesn't want to go to the gym ever. He's super small frame. He's
The Nutter sent $3 LP. Will you
okay, come on now.
Green pie for
come on now, Nutter. Man, I don't. The thing is, Nick, this is like real. He's like a test tube baby or something. Like he is. So he has some. And I always suspected that was maybe something to do with why he's like kind of asexual, at least compared to like normal men. But I don't think he's trans. I think that's a huge stretch. It's typical like Owen Benjamin. Like it's kind of funny because he has like a small frame, and a lot of like trans men are small if they're not like.
He's so small, and you've never seen him like shirtless, like a lot of other right-wing influencers.
I don't buy it. He's too funny to be a woman.
Yeah, unless it's overcompensating. I don't know.
All right, man. Well, I got a lot of callers here, so I'm going to go to the next one.
I'd be surprised, yeah. Cool. Right. Well, thanks for having me on.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one. King Jewish, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take, sir?
Hi, LP. Few questions for you, bro.
Okay.
You feel relieved you're not moving to Idaho?
I wouldn't say relieved exactly, because I don't necessarily want to be in Washington. Like I was saying this, I was like here out on the lake, it's like we're in a fortress, but moving into just a normal Olympia neighborhood, which is like what we're doing apparently. It makes me nervous that like they're gonna find out their neighbor is like a Nazi and then like start harassing. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit worried. For the first time. I'm a little bit worried about like getting Antifa'd. And Idaho seems like a cool. Like I was kind of excited about like Dave and Rebecca and them. They all have like kids, so it would be like we would actually have friends. Because we don't really like have friends here. We have a lot of family, which is why we didn't want to move, but we don't have friends. So I was excited about that part. So I wouldn't say I'm relieved, but it's just kind of whatever.
So what, you guys are moving no matter what? Anyway,
Allison's looking for a house here is what is what we're doing. So.
Okay. Another question. So how would you fix, what would be your plan if you were like the dictator, could just decide? How are you going to fix all of these crazy women, these white women? How are you going to fix the libs? What's our plan?
Oh man, I don't know. Fucked if I know. Sorry, pardon my French. That's a tough one. I feel like the main way we got to where we are is through like tons and tons of propaganda. And it's kind of like the thing about liberalism and progressivism is it's kind of easy to sell because it's so nice. You're just being nice to everyone. Isn't that nice? So it's hard to like sell the opposite to that of like, actually you got to make some tough decisions and you got to be mean sometimes and you got to like hurt some people's feelings and sometimes their bodies even sometimes. Like it's a much tougher sell. So it's a hard one. I don't know, man. That's a question for the ages right there.
I saw a Devin Stack video where he was showing like white neighborhoods that were being taken over in like the 70s, like just at the start.
Yeah.
And the people in the videos in like the 60s and 70s, they were like adamant, like they were openly like saying white power, and all of the little kids and stuff were like throwing rocks at the black people.
Yeah.
You know, and if you know, if they couldn't keep their white neighborhood back then, you know, Devin Stack was like, what hope do you think you have now? Like, you know, we had like a white consciousness, or America had a white consciousness back in the day. And they couldn't
stop
even keep
progress,
it with that.
man. You can't stop it. That's the problem. No, I mean, if I think, you know, having mulled over in my head for a couple seconds now, I would like strip women's rights away like so hard and so fast. Like they wouldn't get to vote.
Yes.
They wouldn't. Their workplace involvement would be like really restricted in a lot of ways, and like just like a lot of stuff like that. Just right out the gate, it'd just be like, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. It's a tough sell though. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I think like this, it's hard. Like on that whole, you can't stop progress idea. It's like the same thing with like the way they, you know, defeated communism is they just showed like blue jean ads to Russians or whatever. I don't know if that's true, but you know what I mean? Like you hear that they were like watching American movies and they were just like, oh, we want that freedom. And that's the thing. So you come out and you just start telling like women, no, you can't work, you can't get educated. They're just gonna like revolt or something, like they did in communist. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna kind of lose the fight because people want to be free. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, last question. Let's say, God forbid, you took your last breath, right? And now you're dead. And now you stand before the Lord Jesus Christ and he says, why should I let you into heaven? What will your answer be?
I would just say I did my best to know you. You know, I did my best to be your servant. And then he'd probably say, did you really do your best? And I'd be like, no.
Okay, so what are you appealing to there? Are you appealing to the stuff you do?
Yeah, wouldn't I? I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, what's the standard? What, like, isn't God's standard like perfection, like absolute perfect holiness? Wouldn't you say?
I think that's what you aim for. I don't think he expects that of us. That's not really. Where would you get that from? We're all F.
The Bible.
If that's the case. Well, we're all.
You know, the Bible says you are to be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. The Bible says God will by no means acquit the guilty.
Mm-hmm.
He says in the book of James, it says, I think this is James chapter 2, verse 10. It says, if you keep the entire law and stumble in one point, then you become guilty of the whole thing.
Sure, but there's also
doing
lots
it by
of
your work
like
won't
there's
do
also
it.
lots of stuff about forgiveness and repentance and that. So who's to say?
How do you achieve that? How do you have all of your sins forgiven? By works?
I ask for it, and I try, and I think you try not to repeat it.
Toll sent $5.
You try to be better.
You want to strip away non-whites' rights. Why do we say repeal the 19th when repealing the 15th would be 10x better? If you want to be tough on these issues, then repealing the 15th is where we should start.
Sorry, what is the 15th again? I'm asking for a friend. I know, but in case people in the chat don't know, what is the 15th again? Do you know, King Jewish? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say yes. We should repeal it. You're right. Is that the one that gave like black people voting rights or whatever? We need like obviously voting rights need to be extremely overhauled. That's obvious. All right, man. Anything else, King Jewish? Because I do got a bunch of people waiting today.
I know. Let me close with this. Let me just close with this idea. The thing I was driving at is I think Christians should appeal only to the work of Christ. In the Bible, it teaches that we can have a perfect righteousness only by trusting in the finished work of Jesus Christ alone. If you look to your own works on your final day, on the day of judgment, it's never going to measure up. But by faith in Jesus Christ, you can have his righteousness and all of your sins put on him on the cross to be atoned for. And it's only the Protestant, Lutheran, Christian gospel that teaches that. And nothing else will get you in.
Base.
And I just want to share that with you and the Copers. I'm not trying to be like condescending.
No, that's cool. I like
I just
that.
wanted
That
to
makes
throw
me
that
feel
out there.
better. I'll keep that in mind if I ever talk to the big guy. All right.
See you,
King
bro.
Jewish. Yeah, thanks for calling. Prodigal Hareem, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take, sir?
Hey, LP, how am I coming through right now?
Pretty good.
All right, I'm not driving anywhere, so it should be stable, I hope. I came across a title, I don't know if it's any good, but along the lines of Camp of the Saints, it's called Fugue for a Darkening Island.
Okay.
Okay, all I know is it came out in the same time and it's on a similar subject. King Jewish has inspired me, and I hope this all connects. Faith is a work. In an era and a time when, you know, everything out there is telling you you're just an animal that can say that it thinks, or you know, you're an evolved ape, or, you know, we're all one family, you know. Anyway, yeah, faith is definitely a work in and of itself, I believe, and you know, it takes effort to say no. I'm bigger than an animal. You know, I'm you know, I have a soul. I'm different from all of them. And possibly, very likely, the earth is not millions and billions of years old. But yeah, young earth creation is definitely a rabbit hole you can trip down if you ever are interested in it.
Well, I agree with like Corey and Woe's take on that. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's like,
No, go for it.
it's like the earth is billions of years old, but God made it 6,000 years ago. It's kind of, it's like like a good analogy for that is like when God created Adam, he was like maybe 33 years old or 70 years old, or like when they made him or whatever.
Like he was already put together. Like he was
Right.
already an adult. He wasn't a baby.
Right.
Like the earth was fully put together when it was made.
Yes.
I got you. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. I can believe like it's a both end. A lot of things, you know, they try to get you into a dichotomy when it's really a both end situation. Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
One other thing. So I'm 42 now. And my father just recently passed away. He was 72 years old. And I will say, take care of yourselves, because like you don't just have to drop dead. You can live a really long time in a state of abject, complete misery, blaming everybody but yourself, you know, for your decisions or the outcome of your decisions. So that's been really tough for my family to have to deal with that situation. Not just his passing, but you know, he was not healthy for a very, very long time. And here's one connection on the topic of like the immigrant mentality. I've said this before on your show that I'm Cuban. I like to count myself as whiter than Desi Arnaz. Okay. So not I don't count myself as white. I'm cool about it, you know. But anyways, you've seen my face enough, so so my point being, we're definitely different from you guys, but like, what am I getting at with that? He carried on. He was born in Cuba. I wasn't. So he carried on a lot of the education that he received over there.
8-9, NIV states, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast."
Right. Cool.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people quote, you know, no offense to you, whoever posted that, but it's heavily quote mine to say that you're saved by faith alone, but like your faith is being attacked on a daily basis.
Right. Well,
So
I've talked about that too. Is that like the thing is if you have faith, you're gonna do works, right? People like to say this thing where you're saved by faith, so you don't have to do works, and it's like, well, if you're not doing works, you don't have faith. Like that's also somewhere in the Bible. Sure. Anyway,
tell that to Sarah and is it Ethan or Evan? Ethan?
Elijah, but
Elijah. Yeah.
let's not judge. Let's not.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We can discern though.
Sure.
We can discern. And,
That's not great. What
but yeah, the
happened
immigrant
there?
mentality. Like I know that he carried a lot of his education from Cuba, because he grew up in a post-revolution Cuba, so under communism. One of his favorite statements was what was it? His favorite quote was, "Religion is the opiate of the masses."
Right.
And
Chairman
I'm
Mao.
like, Dad, Marx. That was Karl Marx.
No, that was Chairman Mao, bro. That was Mao.
Originally?
Mm-hmm. Mao said
Okay.
that.
All right. Okay. I don't disagree.
Same thing though. They're both filthy communists.
Yeah.
Like who cares?
Tomato ching chong chong.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me for coughing. But yeah,
that's the type of shit
sad.
people like to say as they tip their as they hit their joint or whatever. It reminds me of that I did that MC Chris video and he's like, he says like spirituality is a crutch, and then he like hits his joint right after he says that, or no, he says painkiller. That's what he goes. I think religion is a painkiller. And I'm like, that's too perfect, man.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I can't listen to the intro to Twin Peaks without going, "This pie's so good, it is a crime."
All right, man. Well, listen, I'm sorry to hear about your father. Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, people, because you don't have to. I mean, that's all you can do is take care of yourself and hope for the best. But you at least have the ability to take care of yourself. All right, Prodigal. Hareem, thank you.
The super quickest thing. I was trying to get him to Christ, but for a lot of people, it's not like, hey, Christ is real and all the Bible is too. It's like you have to show them real evil first and say like, hey, real demonic child molesters are out there. There's also good, but though. So yeah, that's all then. Have a good week. And can't wait to see the show tomorrow.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
And personally, I think progress is a logical fallacy, but we'll argue about that some other Saturday.
All right. Okay. All right? Thank you. Autistic Engineer, you're live on the Daily Cove. What's your take?
Hope you're having a good Saturday, LP. So my take is just to be thankful for this period of unemployment that I've had, not because I'm unemployed, but because I have a family that I can fall back onto. And I was able to save up, 6 digits. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now, despite the fact that my recruiters didn't contact me all last week, even though they said I was looking pretty good on paper. So I'm going to start harassing them this next week. But I'm way less paranoid now, way less stressed because I have, multi-generational family I live in with that I don't have to be paying some Sheckelberg, all my funds for every month. So I would say, prioritize your family, guys. Make sure that you get this set up so that you can have a multi-generational wealth, that you keep building it up, and also so your kids are not stressed the fuck out that they're like, throwing out their own because there is this diluted version of boomers who are like, back in my day, I was on my own, right? And just in this economy, this reality that we live in where we're constantly competing against the rest of the world being imported in and just trying to snuff us out, that's just going to lead to your own destruction and your children will curse you. So just prioritize your family, guys. You might have your disagreements. I have disagreements with my parents. They're boomer cons. But I've learned to navigate that, not to demean them or anything like that. And even when I was like much younger and very arrogant, they definitely forgave me. And I'm very thankful for that. So in this period of sort of semi-hardship, I'm not really hurting for anything, but in this semi-hardship period, I'm very thankful for that. I think everyone should be if they have a similar situation. If not, please pray about it, man.
Word based.
Also, some side notes. Nick Fuentes, if we think that, he's kind of weird, which he is kind of weird. I mean, he's a test tube baby. If we think that test tube babies overall are kind of weird, they kind of have this sort of archetype. The unfortunate reality is that, 20 years from now, we're going to see a huge explosion of them because a lot of, older women or women who waited too long, they're having to be, they're forced to have test tube babies to conceive. So if we think Nick Fuentes is weird, we're going to have like Gen Gamma or like Gen Beta that's going to be like a bunch of test tube babies. So just giving you guys a heads up, maybe get used to Nick a little bit with some of his quirkiness. I mean, try to school him a bit better, but we're going to see a lot more of that.
All right. I mean, look, Nick's weird mostly in a good way. Like he's a 27-year-old virgin who follows the law and goes to church. So it could be a lot worse. You know what I mean?
Yes, it could be way worse. But the other note that King Jewish was talking about with the communities is that this also stresses like prioritizing a family, is that we should also endeavor to divorce ourselves from having to try to get the state involved in anything. We should always have like an internal sort of policing enforcement system, so that we don't have to bring in these actors who have no loyalty to you. They don't care about you. They're just some wagey that's given a badge and a gun, told to like follow a certain number of rules, and sometimes they'll just fucking shoot you if things are not going right. You're not thinking correctly in the moment. And so we just need to avoid this as much as fucking possible. Just like how you said, avoid court. We need to avoid fucking court as much as possible. We do not want the state to keep on getting up all in our affairs. I'm not trying to be libertarian about this.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like I gotta move to because there's like a bunch of people. There's actually like a bunch of people.
I appreciate it, LP. I hope we have a good Saturday, man.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Revelator, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take, sir?
LP, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, nice to see you. I'm not gonna lie, like I watched your video. I watched it and I thought it was just I think you were misguided in your take on what Nick was. I didn't think you understood what he was saying.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to make sure. Okay, so
go ahead.
When he was saying that people had like fake outrage, I don't think he was talking about people like you. People who are in the small minority. He was talking about people like Trump, people like Megyn Kelly, people like that, who are feigning outrage, but they're like pro-immigrant, they're pro-Hispanic, they're pro-gay. They're going to chimp out about this. It's like, give me a break. It's faux outrage. He wasn't talking about people like you or Arvel, people who are logically consistent.
Interesting.
See.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. I could see that.
Because it's like, I don't think anything he said was hypocritical at all, because he can agree. Like, we all know that there's content, like most content in Hollywood is anti-white, and they hate white people.
Yeah.
But the content still has a high quality to it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's not evil, but it's still, and I feel like he was just pointing it out.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you disagree with exactly? Because I watched the video. I just think that all these, like, some of these niggas, man, they just have a hate boner for Nick. We haven't seen his shirt off. That nigga's gay. Sorry, bro. Why do you want to see Nick's shirt off, bro? Like that nigga's a straight up homosexual. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so listen. Here's the thing. You want to know why I was kind of like ticked off? It's because there was this other clip, right, which I didn't show in my video, but we had like watched it the day before, where somebody is like, this show is like a FU, are you even a white nationalist? And Nick was like, I can't stand the Wignets. They're a bunch of whiny babies. So that was in the context of, and he also said, like, we used to trigger the libs, now we're the ones triggered. So it didn't feel like Nick was giving a pass to people like me. It felt like Nick was saying, with the full context there, that actually everybody is just like being a whiny baby and the show is good. And yeah, it's a little subversive and anti-white, but if you like complain about that, you're a bitch or whatever. That's really what and I think in the context of that other clip that wasn't in my video, I think that's pretty defensible.
I actually saw the clip you were talking about, right? I think he was specifically talking about Arvel and those types, the types that are like very just like stodgy and they can't like.
Yeah, but I'm kind of count myself like the Devin Stacks of the world. I kind of count myself amongst them more and more these days too, because it's like I've talked about this before, but it's like years ago when somebody sent me the story about April O'Neil being made black in the Ninja Turtles cartoon, I was like, I don't care about this. I don't want to seem like this is like me thinking to myself, I don't want to seem like the kind of guy who gets like who freaks out about stuff that quote unquote doesn't matter. And that's what Tyler Russell was saying when he reacted to my clip. He's saying and that's what lots of people in the comments say too. They say the Super Bowl halftime doesn't matter. That's like the big argument of like, why do you care so much? What I've come to realize in my old age is that everything matters and you get what you tolerate. So if you accept something, then that's your life now, is that thing all the time. So I'm going to chimp out at everything that is anti-white, including short, fat, black April O'Neil. Okay, April O'Neil she's tall, she's hot, and she's white. And I'm Casey Jones, and she's my girlfriend. No, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying? I actually learned to sweat the small stuff because that's how they get you inch by inch. So I am stodgy, or whatever. Hello? Hello? Revelator? We can't hear you, dude. We'll come back to you. Pragmatic Culture, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Oop. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Sorry, a bit of a delay. But to kind of build on what Revelator was saying a little bit, I suppose, the idea behind not sweating the small stuff isn't that you're ceding ground necessarily. It's more so that you can't control these things ultimately. Like, you're chimping, and unfortunately doesn't do anything to change it, especially not something like the Super Bowl halftime show. And so when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, especially stuff where I think part of Nick's point also was that propaganda is effective because it's good, because it's appealing, or at the very least not off-putting. And so because something is good and it's not immediately offensive to the normies, you have to handle it in a somewhat more subtle and tactful way. And that chimping out, it's not about you sweating the small stuff. It's more about how are you actually going to affect change, because the chimping doesn't actually affect change on its own.
Yeah, but I mean, look, nothing I do does anything. Like we could just be nihilistic about everything and just be like, whatever, I have no power, it's fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just a guy giving my opinion, and my opinion is like that halftime show sucks, and it's just another like notch on the log of the decline of America. I think, and this is the thing, like about the TPUSA thing, which I don't care about, but I think like TPUSA maybe did put some legitimate pressure on the NFL, where next year maybe they're going to think about it, right? Listen, you had just a couple years ago, you had an Olympic opening ceremony that was like a drag queen Last Supper, and what happened? We chimped. Everyone chimped on X. We chimped and we chimped and we chimped. And what happened at the new Olympics? You had an opening ceremony, which I'm going to assume is so innocuous that I didn't even hear about it. Mark my words, next year, you're going to have a whiter Super Bowl halftime show. I think they realized that, like, after 7 years in a row of no white people, that people are at the end of their ropes with that. And I mean, I could be wrong, but if that does happen, what TPUSA did is going to like play a role in that. So it's easy to just be like, they suck, Kid Rock sucks or whatever, but they stole like 5 million viewers or whatever it was, and that gave them something to think about for next year. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, and I'm willing to give credit where it's due. Like, in terms of TPUSA being able to actually force some kind of concession, because they're an organization with millions of dollars, so you'd hope they can do that. But on top of that, I remember listening to like the end of your stream the other day where you're talking about if we have to choose between Bad Bunny and Kid Rock and Taylor Swift or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, this is like the Goyim's full
Kid Rock, easy
right there, honestly.
Kid Rock all day, baby.
Because it's like, now I think we gotta like work on building something. And again, it's like, this is what I talk about, like spending your time on something like, TPUSA affected that change, whether or not we in particular chimped about it. But like what we should be trying to do is
can't do anything
build,
about
like,
it, so I might as well enjoy it.
Thank you, dude, Mon. Yeah, look, people are allowed to enjoy the halftime show. I just thought Nick was a little bit all over the place with it, and I really strongly feel that it was bad musically. I very much didn't like the music, so that made me a little bit more, hardened in my stance. I guess.
I didn't find it really particularly good either. When you screamed about it in your last video, I thought that might have been a little over the top. But it was
that's performative though, right? That's like me getting angry because people are trying to actually tell me it's good when it sucked. It's like, look, you're allowed to like it. I get it, but stop trying to tell me it was good. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I know, totally. I'll just say I don't want to take up too much of your time. We gotta, as white people, we gotta build the preconditions that will give a society where we don't have to choose between Bad Bunny and Kid Rock and Taylor Swift. We should. I think Nick's grander point that Don Lemon totally missed, because Don Lemon was just interested in a very shallow interpretation of what Nick was saying. I think Nick's point was we got to build something better as white people. We have to expect more of ourselves. And
sure, but it's not like we don't have good stuff out. We have way better options. Okay, the problem is Jay-Z is in charge, and he's clearly got some kind of racial agenda that he's shown over the last 7 years. So there's better options, and Taylor Swift is one of them. I'm sorry, but there's also, it could be Imagine Dragons, it could be 21 Pilots, whatever. There's better options, better music. Fuck AC/DC, whatever. Why not? They're still out there doing it. So it's not like white people. It's not like Bad Bunny is the best of the best and the top of the world. White people don't like him. Brown people like him, and Jay-Z doesn't like white people. That's the equation.
Sure. I don't know. I'm not entirely aware about whoever picks out the Super Bowl halftime.
Jay-Z got a 10-year contract. He's been doing it for 7 years, and there hasn't been a white headliner in the whole time he's been doing it.
Oh, see, that's interesting, because if that's the case, then he might not even give a crap that TPUSA took views. He might just keep being anti-white anyway. Then
yeah, that's entire. I could be. That's right. He might, but. He's got, if he's doing that, he's got bosses just like anybody, like the NFL commissioner or whoever can call him and be like, look, man, we're at the, they're getting fed up with it. Cause last year it was Kendrick Lamar and he put on a Black Power show, and they had Beyonce a few years before that, same thing. They're literally in berets and doing we're Black Panthers and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's pretty, that's why Nick said it was toned down, because it was a little bit toned down, but it wasn't in English. Now, so it's okay, it's less militantly anti-white, but it's also not even in fucking English anymore. So I think people are fed up, and I don't really care about the Super Bowl at all personally, but I look at it because it is a cultural touchstone for America, just like the Olympics are for Europe and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely right about that. And to the extent that still matters, it's worth commenting on. I do think, like I said before, we just got to build up our resources and work on projects that are making the culture better in whatever way we can, and not worry about the stuff that we really don't have too much of a weight on the scale for. But I'll bounce. Congratulations on getting your lawsuit dismissed, man. Good for you. Happy for you.
Thank you, man. Thanks for calling. Have a good one. Cheers. Ked's dead. You're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take?
Yo, what up? I just wanted to say I finally did it, man. I'm closing on a house on February 27th. It's and around our neighborhood. It's off the lake in a nice white neighborhood. And,
Nice, man.
pretty happy about it.
Congratulations. Yeah, your first house.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to take that plunge too.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty dope. I'm excited about it, but also I just wanted to say for anybody in the chat and all that, everybody who says like you can't buy houses and shit. I've had 3 DUIs. Well, actually 2 technically, because the third one I got dismissed. So I'm just saying, like,
Dude,
I don't know what
please
everybody's
stop
excuse
doing that.
is.
When was your
DJing
last DUI? Like how long
my
ago?
that was in 2016. The last one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the one that I got dismissed.
10
pretty good
years
story.
clean.
Yeah, 10 years clean. The one in 2015 or 14 that I got dismissed. I was living in Louisiana at the time, and my grandparents like know everybody in town because my grandpa was like a mailman for years, and my grandma was a school bus driver, so they know like everybody, right? And the way it happened, I was leaving my bartending job at this casino, and I crashed into a ditch because I was wasted. The ditch was right up the street from my grandparents' house. And I started walking there, but then I decided like, no, I don't want to wake them up. And I came back, and the cop was there, and he's like, "Sir, have you been driving?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And so I just didn't say anything. I ended up hiring a lawyer later on, and my lawyer that my grandparents connected me with basically pitched the idea to the cops that I was sober, but I was tired from work. I walked to my grandparents' house, drank some Jack Daniels because I was pissed my car was in the ditch. So when I came back, I was drunk when I came back, but I was never drunk behind the wheel. Whole thing dismissed.
Officer, I slipped and my dick fell in her type of defense.
Yeah, dude, it was dope. So and I guess the moral of that is just like when dealing with cops, just don't tell them anything. Give your lawyer something to work with, man.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Word. Nice. Well, congrats. And congrats on the house, man.
Yeah, thanks. And other than that, I just wanted to say like totally a whole other thing is
we lost you. Can't hear nothing. Typical kid's dead call. He's probably spouting a bunch of slurs to try to get me struck down again. All right. Can't hear nothing. There's actually nobody waiting, so I guess we could just leave it there. I guess nobody wants to call in. I feel like I had some little story I was going to tell, but it's lost now. I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes. I want to end the stream. I said I was gonna go a little bit longer. We've only been live for 50 minutes. I'm happy to take 1 or 2 more calls if anybody wants to call it. There was people who were in here earlier and then they dropped. There was some guy called like Uncle Groiper who I've never seen before, who I think may have come from Twitter, but he left. He didn't want to wait. Going once, going twice. Revelator? No. 3 DUIs is crazy. All right. I am going to call it a day. Happy Valentine. I'm behind on my work, so just as well. Oh my God. Cad's dad, you're live on the Daily Cope. What were you saying?
Someone called whenever my phone and messed everything up. But anyway, I was just on another note, completely not degenerate, and on a whole other side of things. I heard some good prayer advice the other day on this one podcast I listened to, and it was talking about the Sarah Stock and Elijah thing.
Yeah.
But it was just something that was good in general. So it's like, if you ever find yourself praying for something you struggle with, whatever it may be, you could basically bet that there's a ton of other people that are struggling with that as well, and it's more common than you would think. So you can go ahead and pray for everyone else who struggles with it at the same time. Also, if there's something you want or something that you're hoping for, you can do it. And it's kind of like a double whammy in the good book with God and everything, because like, he wants us to pray for each other and be good to each other. So it's like, not only are you praying and it's good for your relationship with God, but you're also helping others. So
Word. Yeah. Nice.
I just thought that was cool advice. But that was really all I had left.
Cool. All right. There's another guy here, so I'll let you go.
Peace.
Cheers. Yeah, I feel like putting it forward makes my Norwood look less bad. Some because it kind of covers up. You can't. It's harder to tell where the line is. I don't know. Jake, you're live on the Daily Cope. What's your take, sir?
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. How's things going out in Washington?
Can't complain. Kind of a nice day today. Not raining,
Yeah.
anyways. It's about as good as it gets here this time of year.
Nice. That's my home state. Miss that place. What's your take about spanking?
So we've like never done it. I've never had to do it with any of my kids. I don't think it's like evil, you know. I think if people spank I was spanked, suffice it to say. You know, paddled, maybe whipped once or twice. Maybe I got the belt once or twice.
Cord.
Yeah.
Can I get the sound effect?
Yeah, I do. Or no, I don't have it on this scene. We'll just skip that.
That's fine.
We all know the chord.
Yeah, no, I was,
you know.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
No, I was spanked a lot. Me and my brother were spanked a lot. But I have a daughter, and we never spanked her. But it seemed like she kind of turned out just the same way as I am, you know, kind of degenerate. So I don't know. What do you think?
So I believe obviously strongly in like behavioral genetics. Like I'm kind of one of these people who believes that parenting is like people have a really outsourced idea of how well you can parent or like how much difference it makes basically.
Yes.
You know, there's that one book that there's all those different parenting styles, and the one that's supposed to work the best is where you set like, I forget what it's called, but you set boundaries, but you're not like a crazy authoritarian or whatever. My approach to parenting, and it's not really that it doesn't really matter that much when they're younger, but as they age, is to just try to like talk to them and to impart wisdom. That's my strategies. I want to be like, listen, I did these things and it really messed up my life. Like, it's not just when people say don't do drugs or whatever, it's not just like this trite, boring boomer grandparent thing. Like, it'll actually, like, you know, that's what I think is like is what I try to do, is to try to like impart wisdom. But I don't know that necessarily like how strict you are really matters, frankly.
I would agree a lot with what you just said. Like I tried doing that with my daughter. She's a young adult now, and I'm just kind of like, you know, impart some wisdom to her. You know, just tell her like, hey, you know, you do this shit's gonna happen to you. You know, so like you said, it is a lot of genetic. I don't know. Would you say wisdom?
Yeah, well, it's like there's just like behavioral genetics, like their personality. Right. Their personality is just sort of somewhat a product of who they are biologically. So
yeah, and I see that a lot with my old man. Like I see, like, you know, one becoming their old man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see a lot of my behaviors as my father. It's sad.
Sucks, yeah, I think that like when it comes to your kids, you gotta like kind of like at a certain point just like let them be their own person, and you just kind of hope for the best, you know. Yeah, like you do still what you can, but you can't, if they turn out bad, like I don't think you should like beat yourself up about it. That's probably not that's probably a little bit controversial. I know everybody likes to have like a lot of accountability around here, and people really like to blame the parents, but I kind of feel like there's only like you know, there's only so much you can do, and eventually people are their own person. I wonder a lot about like if my parents had maybe given me more direction And that I wonder, because I was so directionless through all my 20s. But, you know, it's not like they never tried. Like my mom was like, you know, you should go into the trades. That was like, that was her big thing, which is like, you know, it would have been better in my 20s if I had taken. So I can't like blame them too much. I want to, like, when I started smoking cigarettes, they did like a little intervention and were like, hey, smoking is like really bad. You really don't want to, you know, and I was like, whatever, fuck you, mom and dad. So at the end of the day, you can't like, people are going to do what they want to do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was the same way. I started smoking when I was 12, but you know, my dad was a smoker.
Yeah, same.
You know, started drinking and smoking weed at a young age. But you know, yeah, it's like you said, it's kind of all.
Yeah, that's the other thing. In
genetics.
addition to like, you want to be a good example. Like you want to be a role model. So you know, everything that goes with that, try to do that. Cool, man.
Well, me and my ex-wife, we tried to do the best for our daughter, and we like got her into fucking, you know, gymnastics, dance, like fucking traveled for dance. We fucking volleyball. I'm 6'5" as you are. My daughter's over 6 feet tall, so she was in volleyball, and still, it just, I don't know, life fucking happens. So,
how old is she now?
She turned 20 in December.
Yeah, maybe we should hook her up with the orthodoxer. He'd be a good influence. Did you say fuck the orthodoxer?
That's true. Yeah. He can fight me. He can fight me for her hand if he wants.
I think he's probably good. All right, man.
Just kidding, orthodoxer. You're good shit. So, all right, man.
Yeah,
well, I'll let you go.
All right, Jake. Thanks for calling, man. Good luck with that.
Thanks for taking my call.
Just be there
Bye.
for her. That's all you can do. All right. Cheers. All right, guys. I'm going to end the show there. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the people who sent the super chats. You have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow with You Can't Stop Progress at 6 p.m. Pacific. Enjoy your weekend. I will catch you on the flip side. Peace. Ooh.